Hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. In this video, I'm talking about unconscious bias and how that can trigger our imposter syndrome. So unconscious bias sounds a bit technical, doesn't it? Well, it is a bit. It's the part of the brain that makes deep-rooted interpretations, assumptions and judgments without us even realising that we're doing it. Our subconscious mind stores a lifetime of experiences. It heavily influences what we think about ourselves and other people. Unconsciously, we tend to like people who look like us, sound like us, behave like us, and there we were thinking how open-minded we all are. I'm Churchill, and I'm on a mission to help women grow from self-doubt to self-confidence so they can take their careers to the next level. None of us is bulletproof, it seems, to self-sabotage, but there are tips and tricks that I've learnt along the way. I've been studying them for 10 years now, and the more I grow, the more I'm able to serve women like me and you to do the same. I release a new video every week, so if you don't want to miss out, hit the subscribe button down below and you'll get a notification every time there's a new one. Once you understand unconscious bias, you'll be able to recognise when it's happening in yourself and with other people, and you'll be able to use it or equally dismiss it to your very best advantage. You'll also be able to see how it triggers imposter syndrome. If you're curious to see if imposter syndrome is creeping in for you, I've created a 10-question downloadable quiz. The link for it's right below this video. You can download it straight away, go through it, give you some great insights into your mindset and your perceptions. Your unconscious bias is actually really closely linked to your values. Your value system inputs into decisions that you're making every minute of every day, again without you even realising it. But where do your values come from? Every single person watching this video will have a different set of values. Essentially, they come from external sources, primarily when we're children, so from our parents, our family, our community, our religion. Essentially, we are taught our principles, what we believe to be right or wrong, good or bad, acceptable or not. And more often than not, when we clash with somebody else's personality, it's because our values don't align with theirs. Imposter syndrome in women and other underrepresented minorities is often triggered because of these biases that exist in the world. The Western world of business was traditionally run by white alpha males. So as women or people of colour or non-alpha males, it's very difficult to break through the barriers. If we can't see people like us achieving promotions and being on management and being on boards, we start to doubt whether we can be there ourselves. And that's when our bias starts to kick in, which you can see triggers those feelings of doubt, which is imposter syndrome. So what do we do about it? Well, the truth is, all of us are going to experience imposter syndrome at some point in our lives. But it's really important to remember that we're not alone in these feelings, because imposter syndrome naturally makes you want to withdraw. You feel like a fraud already, so the last thing you want to do is tell anybody about it. I am part of a Facebook group called the Self-Doubters Confidence Campfire. We're a small but mighty group of women who actually recognise the self-doubt that goes on within us, have the conversations about it and support each other to move forward in our careers in an authentic way. If you would like to join that group, the link to that is right below this video. The second thing you can do is take some time for self-reflection. It's time to assess your values and acknowledge what they mean to you. By knowing where you stand on things and why will help you accept your views of the world and also other people's, because other people's right and wrong, good or bad, is equally valid to them as yours is to you. When you're looking at your values, you might want to question some of them even. Do they still serve you? So things that you learnt in childhood, do you still feel the same way? For example, if you were taught to be humble about achievements when you were a child, but now you feel like you ought to shout about them a little bit more, then go ahead and do that. That's breaking free of something that's controlling you. And finally, you are your own PR machine. The stories that you're allowing your inner critic to tell you is feeding your subconscious brain all of the time, and that's what's creating your unconscious biases. Notice what you're telling yourself. Be nice, stay in the positive, and when I say be nice and positive, that's to you, not to everybody else, but to you. And if somebody else is nice to you, if somebody pays you a compliment on something you did or something you're wearing or something that you look like, Say thank you, just accept it. Accepting a compliment is going to take more practice than you think, by the way, because we almost always dismiss them out of hand. And see the good things, be happy with who you are, because I guarantee there's somebody looking at you wishing that they had what you have. So if you are curious about unconscious bias and the imposter syndrome, don't forget to download the quiz, the link's right below this video. Take that test. Any feedback for me, always really appreciated. Your comments and feedback help me create the content that you're looking for, and it also helps other people to find my stuff. So a little thumbs up, comments and questions down below as ever. Don't forget, you're amazing just the way you are, and in the meantime, you have a fantastic week.